Okay, well, one moment that deepened my understanding of the Caucasus and social media would have to be when we went to the university yesterday, and we met with the Azerbaijani journal students, where we talked about the personal conflicts of Azerbaijan, including genocide, and their opinions on it, whether or not they felt threatened or they had different opinions about it. And I met this one girl named Alka, and I met her later that day too when we were at the forum at the American Center, and I had a really good conversation with her about, you know, her life and her culture, and I realized, you know, we're not that different from each other, and we all have a special bond that connects us together, whether through social media or through our family, and also through Aika's family. I went to her grandma's last night too, and her grandma was such a nice woman, and she wanted me to tell my grandma to say hi to her. And I thought that was a really sweet idea. I wouldn't have thought, you know, to tell my grandma to say that my grandma says hi to her grandma, that type of thing, because we're all connected. So I just wanted to emphasize on the fact that we're all connected, whether through social media or just relationships and our bonds to each other, which we've obviously developed through, you know, being with each other in the host families and you guys coming to America. So I think that's the most important thing that I've learned while here in the Caucasus.
All right, no, yeah, I see. So last night I was driving Mr. Fogg and her host family to the city again to eat dinner, and we were driving sort of more on the level of the other people rather than this big bus, you know, and that was really cool. So we were driving along, and I was watching the window because I can't really speak Azerbaijani, and that's all I can do. And we passed this meat shop first, and it was this little meat shop tucked in between these deteriorating gray buildings, and meats were just hanging outside and inside, and it was pretty crazy. So we saw that, and then we kept driving, and right next to it was this big, shiny, lit up building, you know? And that just exemplifies Baku to me. I feel like it's this juxtaposition of old and new all over the place. And sometimes I've seen it's not always easy to balance old and new. I think that a lot of cultures try to gloss over the old. Other cultures try to hang on to the old. You know, it's sort of it changes. But I think in Baku, how I've seen it at least, is that there's a good balance of old and new. And that was one moment that I just saw that. Thank you.
When I was on the plane talking with the metro about everything that we could do, she was laying down all these rules and guidelines for things we couldn't do. Don't do this. Definitely do not do this. And for God's sake, do not do this. But the one thing, above all, that she said that we couldn't do was we couldn't talk about the issues. We had to avoid them and kind of push them aside. And I kept thinking this way until we got to the university, when we started having a free and open discussion about the issues and about the problems with Azerbaijan and the problems with the world. The amazing thing wasn't that they weren't exactly in line with the government. The amazing thing was that they were able to talk freely about it. I guess I'd always imagined Azerbaijan as a backwards, restrictive culture that tried to push conflicting ideas to the fringe and keep the main perspective in the limelight. And I learned that this wasn't the case, that they were modern and forward and trying to bring themselves into the new age. And that was the big thing for me. It has made me enjoy this trip even more. Gracias.
I really long to write this because you can't remember how to write it. I haven't written. Okay. Public speaking's not my thing. Okay. Last night was a really important night for me. These two guys came to my house, and they, you know, and they were just really surprising and very open and very friendly. They kept high-fiving my sister, and it was very cute. And it really broke my stereotypes of Azerbaijan men and how friendly they are and very open and nice. And I don't know. It made me feel like they are very similar to Americans. It was nice. Okay.
Cool.